Hello and welcome to the first Heaven Learning Academy webinar. We'll discuss all topics relating to homeschooling, online schooling with the team at Heaven Learning Academy. I'm Aziz, I'm the host for this evening, and I'm really happy to have with me a great selection of the team from Heaven Learning Academy. We've got Mr. Naveed, Mr. Abdul Wahab, Miss Sumbul, and Miss Mahan. So let's start with some introductions. Mr. Naveed, why don't you just introduce yourself to the audience?
Thank you, Aziz, for having me here. My name is Naveed Memon. I'm from Heaven Learning Academy as a director, both director and founder of Heaven Learning Academy.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Abdul Wahab?
Sorry, I was muted. So, hi, my name is Abdul Wahab. I'm an English teacher working at Heaven Learning Academy. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It was great to have you here. And Miss Sumbul?
Hello, my name is Sumbul and I'm teaching sociology and physical education at Heaven Learning Academy. Thank you so much.
Excellent. And finally, Miss Mahan.
Hello, my name is Mahan and I'm teaching art and food at Heaven Learning Academy. Thank you.
All right, that's amazing. I know later on we've got questions from the audience, and one particularly relates to how to do PE online. So we'll definitely come back to Miss Sumbul for that one in the future. So maybe we should just start with a quick introduction as to Heaven Learning Academy. For those who are living under rocks and have never come across Heaven Learning Academy, maybe Mr. Naveed, you could give it a quick introduction as to what Heaven Learning Academy is and what kind of education solutions you offer.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdulaziz. This is basically, I would take you from the first step. How did I decided to bring a Heaven Learning Academy in front of the people on the globe? So in fact, my father-in-law, he had a dream. The first time he gave me his dream in 2009, and he wanted to become open school. He had a very strong background with education, whole life. He did teaching. I'm sorry here, my tears are gonna come out. Can we stop here, Abdul Aziz?
It's always good to have some emotion. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
Sorry. In fact, that was his dream to come true. I'm sorry.
Nothing to apologize for.
So he gave me dream, Naveed, why not we can start business, and I will be your right hand, and we can start a business as a school, because he had a strong links in education from O level to all the way up to the university level. He was well qualified professor. Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore now. So then my wife, she was always saying that she wants to start as education career, and she's always in education, alhamdulillah. I'm very thankful to her. So, but I was not really very into it. But finally, I decided in 2018, I had a really bad accident. So then he asked me again when he came to visit us in United Kingdom, and he was here with us for a few months. So he said, Naveed, now you have to think about it. So then I initially started to, now we have to do something. I want to bring my father-in-law's dream to come true. So anyway, I tried my work hard to bring it in. My wife, she was my support. And alhamdulillah, last year we decided finally we're gonna start business. The name we're gonna keep as Heaven Learning Academy. Basically, initial name was Jannah Academy. Jannah is my daughter's name, so we moved it into like come from Jannat Jannah. So we changed it Heaven Learning Academy. So Alhamdulillah, finally last year we established our school, and Alhamdulillah we have started. We are teaching from Key Stage 2 to Key Stage 5, and our children, mashallah, we have got children from pretty much most of the world, from different part of the world. And we are really very happy to give them education. Our teachers, parents, carer, they are really very helpful. Classes, if we need to change timing, any issue, anything, alhamdulillah, they are doing really well. But we are UK registered school, and we are part of the British Council. We have got affiliation with the Cambridge Board. We are FCSE registered, and we are part of the Cambridge Board. We are part of the Royal Society Education. And alhamdulillah, doing good. The school will be growing, and will do well, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Naveed. And listen, as a parent whose child goes to Heaven Learning Academy, I can tell you that it is an emotional topic. So obviously the history of Heaven Learning Academy is emotional, but education in general, I mean, as parents, this is what we're supposed to do, right? Is to educate our children, prepare them for the world. And it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy decision. And I think one of the reasons that we chose Heaven Learning Academy is that foundational story, is that, you know, it comes from a place of passion. There are so many companies out there who exist to make money, right? Just exist to make money, and education is like a financial instrument to do that. Whereas, you know, what really comes across, and I'm saying this as a parent rather than a host of this discussion, what really comes across with Heaven Learning Academy is that you guys actually care. You really, really care about the students and their progression, and that kind of shows. I think one of your graduates recently went to a major university. Is that right, Naveed?
Yeah, he's applying in Harvard University. Is most of the application has been completed. Alhamdulillah, he will be our first graduate student from Heaven Learning Academy. So going Harvard University.
That's amazing. Well, mashallah, that's really, really great news. Okay, great. So I think one of the things that I was reading recently, because I'm a first-time parent in homeschooling, I read recently that 7% of the world's children now are homeschooled, who are in school are homeschooled, and that is doubled over the last 3 years. So maybe Mr. Abdul Wahab, why do you think that is? Why do you think people are turning to homeschooling, particularly in countries like the US, in the UK, and in Europe? What do you think are the main drivers for that?
I think it's for safekeeping, or I guess, let me say that again. I think it's better for protecting our children nowadays, because with everything that's going on, sometimes there are assaults, sometimes there are so many accidents happen outside. Schools aren't really protected like they used to be in the past. So with online learning, that's a really good option for safekeeping and guarding our learners as well.
And what do you think, Miss Sumbul? Do you think there's any other reasons why people are choosing homeschooling over traditional schooling solutions?
One thing which I have noticed that, online classes is recorded classes. We upload that recording. Teachers' behavior. Parents can easily watch that. But if we send our students, like children, to the another schools, physical school, we don't know how they teach. Usually they said that, okay, we are good with your student, but we have no idea about that. I think that is the main purpose, that we can keep parents can keep their eyes on their children, that what is how they are learning, how teachers behaving, what they are getting in their homework. Like, it's very good idea that parents can totally go and check and keep their eyes on their children's. Like, I think it's a good thing, and that is the main purpose. if I believe that is a good.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that that's definitely an element of it. Having as a parent that visibility of not just what's happening in the school, but what's being taught. I think that, there's a lot of questions around certain curricula around the world, and they're things that we care about as parents. We want to know what's being taught. And I think there's one other thing, which is just a massive advantage to homeschooling that I hadn't even considered. And maybe Miss Mahan, you can jump in on this, is that the breadth of courses that are available. You teach art and design, right? And I don't know, it always felt like that would be a difficult thing to do online. How do you go about that, and what are the advantages of being able to do it online?
Like teaching art and design online, I can share a lot of resources with them. I can show them the videos. While teaching that in the physical classes, I think I don't have that much time to share the videos, to share the creative resources, to manage each and everything. In the classes, I managed to teach them by showing different videos, by asking them to make it in front of me, and by assigning them bigger projects to make as their homework.
Yeah, and that process seems to work really well. And I think one of the other things, I was reading a report recently, back when I was in the corporate world, EdTech, educational technology, was a huge growth area, and there was billions of dollars invested into EdTech. And since COVID, EdTech investment has reduced massively. So when I say EdTech, I'm talking typically about traditional schools and the technologies used to support traditional schools. So maybe, Mr. Naveed, you can give us an outline of like the types of technologies that you guys use to help support a positive learning environment.
Mr. Abdulaziz, in fact, first of all, I'll take your first question, which you have started from Abdul Wahab. I'll take these old questions. So, in fact, there are many things which parents, as a parents, we cannot see when our children, they used to go to school physically. So the main culprit was bullying. So children, they were having those issues in their school. They had problems, but they cannot express themselves. When the children, they were coming home, they were depressed, they were shy, they don't tell parents. So that was basically one main barrier, which we thought we're going to hit it. So at least parents, they are at home, teachers, they are teaching from home, and the children, they are learning from their bed environment, we can say that. In the morning time, they are having their cereal, they are attending their classes. Alhamdulillah, there is no problem at all. And everything clear and crystal. So they are not going out. So they've got no excuse for weather. They've got no excuse for the homework. So parents, they can keep an eye on every item. So either they have done homework, they haven't done it, how they are doing, attendance, everything. As a parent, you know better than everything now, rather than I explain. Yeah, you're right. Basically, COVID was the time initially when the online virtual education started. Even before that, we never thought about this, how it's going to be happening. Even when initially I was thinking when we're going to start, art and design, food tech, them, teaching how to play instrument. But obviously, when we figure out, when we discuss with the teachers, when we did it, alhamdulillah, everything is possible. So AI helps us, plus the technology. Now we are coming back to the software. Now our main portal is basically Merit Hub. So that's our main portal which we are using. So all children, parents, teachers, they get all resources through the Merit Hub. But on the top, we have left, kept Zoom as well. So sometimes we need to put a meeting, or sometime if any issue on Merit Hub, so we can jump on it. But mostly they are on Zoom and Merit Hub. They submit their homework, any issue with regards to education, like a library. We are still working on it. So soon we're going to be introducing our library on the Merit Hub. So children, they don't have any excuse. We need to carry books. So they are quite heavy now. They need just an iPad, tablet, laptop. That's it. Just a one pen and rough book. They want to do something. So with regards to the virtual education, I'm quite really happy and the way children, they are learning. And And this is really excellent, best environment for the children and teachers.
Yeah, I think that's true and really helpful. I think one of the concerns that I had when I was originally researching sort of homeschooling options was around social interaction, because at a certain age, social interaction is so critical to a child's development. And maybe you can each in turn, and maybe we'll start with you, Mr. Naveed, give us a view as to how parents they can help with that, how they can help sort of developing the social skills of their homeschool student. Plus, how does a good homeschooling provider help with that development too?
Especially for, this is really very good question. We had initially, when we obviously we were creating policies, and we had that big question in our mind, and we decided obviously this is going to be one main issue which is going to be raised by parents or anyone going to be joining. So first of all, children, they are well attached with their parents. We have got a good communication between teachers and parents. We have decided we are basically planning to arrange like a tours, but we are still very young. So as the school grow in those countries for a social interaction, and we will try to make this like interaction. So 10 children are in one class, say suppose, and they are different countries. So if they are next close each other, like in Cairo, Egypt, so wherever they are, we will arrange like one way out for the children so they can meet each other. It's going to be social interaction. And we have arranged like a work environment for the children if they want to go. I'm still contacting in different countries. Those children, they want to go for a work environment. So say suppose children, they are GCSE, A-level, and year 11, year 12. They want to go for a work environment. So I'm trying to arrange them in different countries. So I've got a contact with a few companies. So once they get it, they can at least go there. So this is going to be like an office environment, interaction with the people as well. So we are trying our best to bring them more.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the responsibility comes down to parents. So, for example, my daughter, as soon as we knew she was going to start homeschooling, so we immediately sort of enrolled her in the local gym, and she goes boxing there. And hopefully in the next few weeks, she'll start volunteering at the Red Crescent organization. So I think that's
Exactly.
kind of a major element. Maybe Miss Sumbul, you have something to add on this topic, how to improve sort of or give exposure to sort of social interaction to kids that are homeschooled.
As you guys know that we have arranged two classes in a week for students to interact with each other. We have two classes for boys and two classes for girls for PE class, where whatever I do, they does that. And in that class, every student from each class, they interact with each other. We usually discuss with what is basically physical education, what are the advantages of that, how you guys need to take a good and a healthy food and a healthy lifestyle you can have, and what food is required for yourself, and how you need to drink a water, and how many days or how many hours you can do a PE. I also suggested everybody to go out, go for a walk, go to a park. This way you will connect with different people. That the thing is that it's safe. Online education is safe, but we also want our students to connect with each and every, and we arrange every week different types of or any kinds of events. We allow them to watch a movies. Like last week we have a Holocaust week, so there were every student connected with each other and watching a movie. So these are some interesting things we are creating for the student to join together, and all the teachers are there, so we connect through these things, and we develop that type of social interaction for the student. Although it's online, but as Sir Naveed said, that we are trying to arranging in the same country. Suppose some students are living in the same country, same place, they can go and meet there as well. So this is the thing. And one of my student is learning PE. She is in the 10th and she choose a PE. So she is going for a boxing class. Recently, she's going to join for a volleyball, and she has a dance class in which she does a Zumba, and she also taking PE class other than that and connecting with the other students as well. So I think these are the things that we can do and arrange these things for the students to connect with the students and to feel relaxed. And I think it's a good thing for them.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I agree, all of those. I think that's probably the thing, that one of the many things that set, for me, Heaven Learning Academy apart. I spoke to so many different schools, but it was obvious that you'd thought through all of these things and that you have those policies and procedures in place, which is really important. So what we want to do is we want to go through lots of people are asking questions online, right? And I was one of those people once upon a time, not too long ago. I was one of those people asking lots of questions, and it was very difficult to get answers from real people with experience. All right. So let's just go through some of these questions, and then maybe I'll pick on individuals, or if you want to answer it yourself, you can raise your hand and jump in. But I'm gonna stick with you, Miss Sumbul, because the first question is from Arya Taboda. And she asks very simply, how do schools deal with PE when they're online? So how do you deal with it?
Actually, we connected through video calling, like as Sir Naveed told us. We have technology which is Merit Hub, and sometimes we have some videos we play on that. And secondly, we do a cardio and an aerobic, and they follows me whatever I does, and we continuously and we do some relaxation, we some strengthening exercises, and these type of session, from the COVID online sessions has been started. Before that I have never known. I'm going to gym since 10 years, okay, but before COVID I never know that we have a online session we can do. But after that I also started and in the school. So this is the very easy, just you go to the gym, you take sessions while watching your instructor, exactly like that. You can watch your teacher, your PE teacher, whatever she is doing, children can do as she tells. And sometime further that I also plays a videos for them to understand more about physical education. Whatever I can do is more good for them. But still there are some athletes, I give them the examples, and they choose that we want to do this. And we have different type of as well, just like Zumba, we do Zumba as well. So it is more similar to the dancing, and this is the session that we can go through in a PE.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. So we were talking before about how emotive education just is in general. And a lot of the questions revolve around children who have specific anxieties around school. So I'm going to pick two in particular, and I'll read them in full. They're quite long, these questions. I'll read them in full, and maybe a couple of you or all of you could give your opinions on them. And maybe we'll start with Miss Mahan on them as well. So let me read the questions first. So the first one's from Jenny Mitchell. And she says, we're really considering homeschooling for our eldest daughter. She's 13 and she absolutely hates school, and it gives her the worst anxiety. I hate watching it turn her into a whole new person. My questions are, what help can I get, and where can I find classes? How do I even start? And then the second question, very similar, is from Roberta Deakins Figueroa. And she says, my daughter, also 13, has been dealing with gossip, rumors, and harassment at school. At one point, she was admitted to hospital because she threatened suicide. She's been diagnosed with ADHD, anxiety, and depression. It's heartbreaking stuff. The school has basically said they can't do anything about the gossip. And I'm definitely considering transitioning into homeschooling. Do you have any advice on how to get started and what programs might be available? So, these are really important topics that parents are facing in the real world today. So I want to give a couple of people an opportunity to respond. And maybe I'll start with Miss Mahan and then go to Mr. Abdul Wahab and then finally Mr. Naveed on this specific question.
Okay, so as you're talking about the homeschooling, they can find us through our website. They can find us through different marketing sites, different social media sites. They can easily access through there. They can directly contact the CEO, Mr. Naveed, and the head teacher, Miss Najia. Then they are going to arrange them. Then they are going to compensate them in our school. They are going to arrange the timetables, and then they are going to be assessed by our teachers. Okay, all of the teachers, we are going to assess them. And whenever you are teaching any children that have the depression or anxiety issues or harassment issues, you should be creating a family friendly environment in your classroom, whether it is a physical classroom or whether it is on a home based school. Okay, you should be creating something with the like, you should be treating your student as your friend. Whenever I'm teaching my students, I am never saying that no, you are not allowed to do this. I advise them that you are freely, you can compensate with me, you can ask questions with me, you can collaborate with me, you can say whatever you want. So in this way, you can easily help them, you can support them, you can motivate them to learn from the homeschooling.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Miss Mahan. Mr. Abdul Wahab, anything to add on this?
Yeah, actually, one of the things that I like to do in my classes is to begin with a few things that are really simple. For example, did you eat your breakfast? A few things that are really simple, but they get the students' attention. So in the beginning, they start talking. Oh, all right, I drank coffee. All right, that's a good start. Did you drink water? So it's like very simply, we're taking care of them, but on a low profile. So having this kind of good rapport with the students is going to be really helpful, because without having the good rapport with students, it's going to be really tricky to actually establish a good lesson.
Beautiful. Thank you. And Mr. Naveed.
We have got a pastoral care. Miss Mahan and Mr. Abdul Wahab, they've already said some few things already, so I'm not going to repeat them. We have got pastoral care in our school, and we have a team which is they look after children and they care for these. So basically, we can say we have got a safeguarding team, and we have got a counselor in our school as well. So if just like the lady, I forgot her name, as she asked the question, anxiety and depression with the children. So first of all, we are already specialized sense school as well. So this is a special education needs and disability. So with regards to anxiety and depression, if anyone having any kind of attack or anything, so we send them into this classroom. So we basically send them in a different class straight away. So the teacher, they can continue the class, and that child can be moved from the main class. So the teacher, they will contact directly to the counselor, and the question is being raised, and we deal with that issue. So what exactly happened? So if they are in developed countries like Canada, America, UK, and tier 1 countries, so it's easy to get access on it. We can ask them, how is child behaving now? How is his attitude? How they are doing it? So if we need to contact emergency, then we can contact emergency straight away. If those countries, like a third world countries, they haven't got any issue, they haven't got any facility like a pastoral care. So, which, there are many countries. So in those countries, normal procedure, obviously, we quickly contact with the parents. So we have got our teacher network as well. So while we are in teacher and student, they are in the class, if any situation happen like that, so they quickly send a message to the teachers group. So it means everybody can get that response very quickly. So everybody can see it. But normally, like, I'm our head teacher, our Rosie. So normally these are we have 3 people, they respond very quickly. So it depends on the situation, how it is. But with regards to anxiety, we deal with them and we do separate classes as well. So as our counselor, her name is Leah, so she's dealing with this kind of children. And if we need require any assistance, so they help them out.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And kids can be mean, and so they I really don't envy my children growing up in the environment that they grow up in now, because it's so different to the environment that I grew up in, with instant access to everybody's opinions. And it
Exactly.
can
Yeah.
be really, really hard for kids of that young age. And I think that's really good. I think it's important that any, whether it's Heaven Learning Academy or any other online school, has that capability and skill set available to them to be able to deal with children who are coming from an environment with bullying or harassment issues. So it's great to know that you guys have got that in place. All right,
Yeah.
look, we'll take one last question. I think I'm going to ask Mr. Naveed specifically to ask this one, because it's one that's quite close to my heart. Right, so this is from Courtney Boyer.
All right.
And Courtney asks the question that I had 6 months ago. So she's going to be starting homeschooling for her 6-year-old and 9-year-old. And her question is, how do I start? And so, I had that question when I was starting, and I did lots of research, and then someone from Heaven Learning Academy reached out to me. But assuming that, Courtney will, she'll go and she'll do a research, she'll find different educational institutions to help. What happens then? What is your process for understanding a child's needs or a parent's needs, and then deciding, how best to serve those needs within Heaven Learning Academy?
Hello, Connie. Thank you very much for the question. This is really very important question. Obviously, this is the first question arises in every parent's mind. So how we started. First of all, we are on social media, as Miss Mahan already said, website, contact number, everything is on place. Just write it down, heavenlearningacademy.net. Everything is going to be in front of you. Yes. So a starting point is, you can contact with our admin team. If you have any question, you can write it down on WhatsApp, email, you will get response straight away. Point number one. Point number two, if you want to arrange a Zoom meeting, just write it down, your contact details in the box on the website. Just contact with the admin. They will respond to you. They will arrange a Zoom meeting, and they will guide you how to take it further. But with regards to the child, you said 6 years old, 6 years and 9 years old. So yeah, we can start with them, not a problem. So we're still running classes, and we have got a qualified teachers. We will help you in every aspect. If you have any question, any problem, we are here to help.
That's brilliant. And I can attest that that is true. That's exactly what happens. You get an email, arrange a Zoom call, and have that discussion. Look, guys, I want to thank you all very much for your time, Mr. Naveed, Miss Sumbul, Miss Mahan, and Mr. Abdul Wahab. It's been really insightful. And to you, the audience, I hope you guys have enjoyed this session. We aim to do this maybe once every month, maybe once every 6 weeks. It really depends how we can get everyone together at the same time. But I hope you guys found it useful, and you'll share it with all of your friends. Like Mr. Naveed said, you can visit the Heaven Learning Academy website at Heaven Learning Academy. Is it heavenlearningacademy.com or heavenlearning.com?
No, heavenlearningacademy.net.
.net. Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Heavenlearningacademy.net. And if you just search anywhere on any social media, Heaven Learning Academy, you'll find us, you'll find the team, and someone will come back to you straight away. If you have any specific questions for our next episode, please don't hesitate to message us directly, and we'll cover those off in our next episode. Or if you have any specific topics that you want us to cover, we can do that too. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you very much. And thank you to all of my guests today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.